Going on, guys? I thought I'd make a quick video today talking about the Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte situation. Are they going to fight in the summer? You know, who's being difficult, what's the hold up, etc. All that good stuff us boxing fans like to know about. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. You know, this heavyweight division right now is just on its knees. It's just absolutely dire straits. It's so boring for us fans. Obviously, you've got the Usyk-Fury situation. Now you've got Joshua Whyte. You know, apparently, Dillian Whyte didn't want to take the fight at first because the offer was too low. But he went on TalkSport the other day saying that he wanted the fight. And that Eddie Hearn, usually when he wants Dillian Whyte to fight, he's on him non-stop, trying to make a fight happen, etc., etc. But apparently, he hasn't been getting in touch with Dillian Whyte. And he asked for a simple contract to be sent to his lawyer. And the contract that was sent, there's a lot of stuff in there that Dillian Whyte didn't want, that he didn't expect to be in the contract. And one of them things is an immediate rematch clause, because he doesn't agree that there should be an immediate rematch clause in that contract. And I kind of agree with him as well, because this isn't a title fight. I understand the politics of boxing. I understand that Joshua is a big A-side in this fight. You know, he's the guy who brings the money, he's the guy who brings the attention, etc., etc. I know Dillian Whyte has his fans and that, and he was a bit of a draw himself at one time. But, you know, I don't feel like this fight should have an immediate rematch, because what's the point? There's no title, it's not a voluntary defence. I feel like Dillian Whyte, if he beats Anthony Joshua, and I don't think he does beat Anthony Joshua. I know Anthony Joshua is a bit shaky nowadays, but I still think that he has enough in him to beat Dillian Whyte. But this is heavyweight boxing. Dillian Whyte can really crack, especially with that left hook. So if he clips Anthony Joshua, he could take him out, especially the way Joshua is nowadays. Like, I understand that, but I feel like if that did happen, Dillian Whyte should be able to move on and then get the big fight in Saudi Arabia that he wants. You know what I mean? If he was to beat Anthony Joshua. But, you know, it's boxing nowadays. You get these immediate rematches all the time. It took Alexander Usyk and Joshua a year for their rematch to happen, almost. And it was so boring for us fans to wait around for a year, especially when we knew Anthony Joshua was probably going to lose the second fight like he did the first fight, because he got comprehensively outboxed by Alexander Usyk. And we had to wait a year for the second fight, and what happened? Same result again. Yeah, Anthony Joshua was a little bit better than he was in the first fight, but again, Alexander Usyk was the clear winner in that fight. I know it was a split decision, but yeah, again, politics. But yeah, Anthony Joshua against Dillian Whyte is a fight I don't think Matchroom want, because I feel like they think it's a risk and they're not trying to mess up that Saudi Arabia money. If Anthony Joshua was to lose again, they want it to be in Saudi Arabia for the biggest bag possible against somebody like Deontay Wilder, because in my opinion Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua. I think he knocks him out. I think he stops him in about 6-7 rounds. I think he stops Anthony Joshua. I think eventually he catches him and he takes him out. And if Anthony Joshua was to lose, they want him to lose for the biggest amount of money possible. So yeah, they ain't trying to stick him in with anybody who is going to be a big threat. Like, they want to stick him in with a Jermaine Franklin again, somebody like that. You know, someone who's going to come for the payday, someone on paper who looks good, but you know, when the bell rings, you know, they're in there. They're trying to survive. They're not really doing much, and that's what happened in the Franklin fight. So they're looking for a kind of an opponent like that, because they know Dillian Whyte, even though he'll probably lose to Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, he's going to stick it on Anthony Joshua and try and take his head off. So they're not trying to risk Anthony Joshua before he gets this big payday in Saudi Arabia. They're probably looking to cash out with Anthony Joshua even. So for us fans, though, it's just so boring, this heavyweight division right now. It's just so boring. Nothing's happening. No fights are being made. Everyone's just sat here waiting to see who makes the first move and who finally decides to grow a pair of balls and gets the fight made. Like, you've got Usyk and Fury. You know, Fury, his ego not letting him take this fight against Usyk. And you've got Joshua and Whyte. And you've got Fury and Joshua. It's just, all this talk's been going on for years. And it's so mind-numbing for fans who just want to see fighters fight, but instead they're on Twitter arguing about splits and who's the A-side and who deserves this. And, you know, it's so boring. We should be talking about what's happening in the ring. We shouldn't be talking about who deserves what money and who deserves this payday and where they should fight. And you know, it's just so boring. And this is what boxing's turned into now. And a debate over purse splits and who's an A-side. And it's just so dull. in my opinion, as a boxing fan. I just want to see guys fight. I don't care who's getting paid what. I don't care about who holds what belt. And, you know, I just want to see the best fight the best. And that's what we're getting on July 29th when Errol Spence fights Terence Crawford. I know that fight took a few years to be made, and it should have probably been made a year or two earlier, but it's being made. Both guys are still pretty much at their peak, you know what I mean? Both guys are still champions. So I feel like they made the fight just in time with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. But with this heavyweight division, nothing happens. It's just absolutely stagnant right now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But at the same time, fans are just waiting around once again, and it's just not fair to the fans who want to see great fights. And the heavyweight division over the years has been littered with great fights and great champions. But right now, it's just very much stuck in the mud. And it's just all politics and not enough action. So yeah, comment below in the comment section. What do you guys think? It's Jay and I'm out.